Welcome back to another episode on the Crossbar channel. In today's video, we're going to react to the African Cup of Nations result and the huge controversy between Tanzania and Niger. The game ended with craziness in both sides, a lot of accusations, cheating accusations. So we're going to talk about the whole AFCON qualifier and specifically about this game, and we're going to do a recap of all the score and result. So without wasting any more time, let's just roll. Okay, this time we're going to start with Group F. Group F is the one with the controversy. Group F has Algeria, who's already qualified. Algeria's won all their games so far, 15 points. Tanzania, Uganda, and Niger. Now, yesterday there was a game between Tanzania and Niger. They kind of sparked a huge controversy. Now, we're going to start with the high game. Yesterday was Tanzania against Niger. Tanzania was hosting Niger, and Tanzania was winning 1-0 at home. And toward the end of the game, every time Niger trying to go on a counter-attack, the ball boy, if you know, familiar with soccer field, there's ball boy around the field. Then whenever the ball comes out, they have to throw one ball back so the games can, the flow of the game won't be stopped. But every time Tanzania trying to go on a counter-attack, all these kids were throwing a bunch of ball on the field, which the ref has to stop the play then. And that gives Tanzania the advantage because every time Niger trying to go on a counter-attack, all these kids just throw all the balls on the field and the ref has to stop the game, which means Tanzania can set the defense back and that will cancel Niger's counter-attack. And it became so much so that the ref had to give pretty much a red card to all of those kids. And it's huge. I mean, if you're familiar with soccer, at the end of the game, legs are tired. You don't want to run back after you miss an opportunity. You don't want to run back getting caught in counter-attack. Most of the goals scored in last minute are really counter-attack goals. And the Tanzanian kid preventing Niger to go on the counter-attack was really a big deal. It was so much a big deal. It started a fight. And I saw some article even in the French media this morning. If I can find this page. Okay, here it is. We're just going to... I mean, of course, it's in French and I'm not going to translate the whole thing. But basically, that's what I was saying. Let's see if we can play the video.
Il y a un deuxième ballon sur le terrain.
Il y a 5 ballons sur le terrain. Regardez ça, regardez ça. Ah, c'est incroyable, la 93e.
Ah, si même les ramasseurs des balles s'y mettent pour arrêter les contre-attaques.
Et dans ces cas-là...
C'est pas du tout sportif.
Grosse tension là aussi.
À fin des matchs houleuses, en raison notamment des ramasseurs des balles. Et l'arbitre qui...
Pourtant ils sont beaux hein, les ramasseurs de balles. J'aime beaucoup leur t-shirt. Et là ils se font... expulsé. Manu Militari.
So yeah, pretty much that's it. The ref kicked them out because that's cheating. You prevented the other team from scoring, and then but now the story doesn't end there. Now what happened is, from this French media reported, the losing team, which was Niger, they lost 1-0. Now after the game, there's some rumor saying the Tanzanian coach saying that one of the staff member of the Niger coach was shouting at them in the locker room, since you guys cheated today, we're going to catch you guys in the next game. Now, what's the significance of that phrase is the last game is going to be Algeria's going to face Tanzania, yes, and Niger's going to host Uganda. So the Tanzanian coach is saying that somebody in the Niger staff told them they're going to purposely lose against Uganda in September 8th, so that Tanzania can be disqualified so that Uganda can go through and Tanzania not go through to the African Cup of Nations. So that Niger is threatening Tanzania, according to Tanzanian's coach, say they're going to let Uganda beat them so that Uganda can finish second. And that since they're not going to make it, Nigeria is not going to make it. They're saying, since you guys were cheating with your ball boys today, we're going to let Uganda beat us. So you guys are not going to make it. Now, the only way this doesn't affect Tanzania at all is if they beat Algeria or a draw. Really, if they get a draw against Algeria, it doesn't matter even Uganda beat Nigeria 100-0. It won't matter. So pretty much, Tanzania still have the future in their hands, so to speak. They only have to get a point or 3 points in Algeria in September, and it won't matter whatever Nigeria does. But if you're kind of a football connoisseur, you kind of know it's going to be hard for Tanzania to go to Algeria and beat them. They haven't beat, nobody has beat Algeria in this group. And the first game, Algeria already beat Tanzania away from home 2-0. So it's going to be hard for Tanzania to beat Algeria, but they still have their future in their hand. They can not care about what's going on between Uganda and Niger as long as they get a point or they beat Algeria. Although, like I say, I know it sounds like an impossibility, but yeah, those are the big accusations. Niger is saying they were cheated, and the reason why I think this allegation can be serious, because we've seen that before in Euro, in a big competition actually, Euro 2004, when Sweden and Denmark had a 2-2 draw to eliminate Italy. We've seen that like firsthand. Italy was needed to beat Bulgaria, which they did. They beat Bulgaria, I think it was 2-1. And Sweden and Denmark, those are two neighboring countries, two brothers country. They decided, I mean, you can see when the game, before the game even started, understand, a lot of the fans were holding sign 2-2, and the game ended in 2-2, and Italy was kind of like, you know, complaining to UEFA that the game was fixed, that Denmark and Sweden fixed the game. I don't know if I can even find any article about this game. It was so a long 2004, Sweden, Denmark. Oh, there's an article about it here. Let me bring that up here. Yeah, Sweden, Denmark, Italy, and the crowds are fixing. Yep, at Euro 24, like these two nations, knowing Italy result had beaten Bulgaria, I think it was Bulgaria 2-1, they decided to get a 2-2 draw. That's really all they needed for the 2 to go through and Italy to go. I wish I can find the table. Euro 2024 group table. Ah, here it is. Don't take my word for it. Let's go. Let me illustrate. Yeah, that was Group C. Okay, Group C, Euro 2004. Let's check the receipt here. So, like I said, Sweden, Denmark, and Italy, same number of points, five each. The only reason Italy was kicked out is because of this special. That year they were doing a special goal scoring differential, because Italy and Denmark had the same goal conceded. Usually used to be the best defense will go through, so it wouldn't matter here because they have 2-2. Now Sweden went through with the extra goal they scored by drawing 2-2 with Sweden, because Italy and Sweden were 1-1 and Italy and Denmark was 0-0. So the special goal differential meant if Sweden and Denmark had a 2-2, Italy, even though they have the same number of points, same number of goal against, the special differential here gave Denmark the go-ahead. And that's what happened. And I remember vividly when the game was starting, a bunch of Denmark and Sweden fans were holding signs saying 2-2. And the most famous one, if I can find a picture of it, was this fan. Oh yeah, here it is. And the most famous one was this. Like, I tried to find a bunch of them, but like you can see the fan. This was before the game. The fan were really holding this sign 2-2 equals a Nordic victory. So Denmark and Sweden, and they said bye bye Italia. So we have like a setup where before the game, the Swedish and the Den, they wanted the 2-2. The fan wanted the 2-2, so Italy can get kicked out. The fan were holding sign of 2-2, and the game ended in 2-2. I think UEFA should have investigated further. I remember vividly after the second goal, I forgot who equalized. Sweden equalized? I think Sweden equalized. I think Denmark scored first, Sweden equalized, and then Denmark scored second goal, and then Sweden equalized. They stopped playing. Like the last minute of the game, they literally stopped playing. They stopped attacking. The ball was just dead, and nobody was trying to attack or go or defend until they run out the clock. And that's a proof that sometimes team will do stuff like that. So I understand when the Tanzanian coach is saying, "Hey, there's a allegation of they're trying to cheat the last game so we can get bounced out." They should take it seriously. I don't know why UEFA didn't. Maybe they did investigate it, but to my knowledge, UEFA did not investigate the Denmark and Sweden allegation. But this one, trust me, if the Tanzanian coach is saying that, now, two things: either he really actually heard it, and he wants the authority to know that the last game will be fixed between Uganda and Niger, or he's just trying to set it up in case he loses to Algeria and Uganda win, so that there can be reasonable doubt that did Niger cheat the game. So we don't really know until all this probably won't even matter at the end. If Tanzania draw against Algeria, they're good to go. If Tanzania beat Algeria, they're good to go. Or maybe Niger will beat Uganda. We don't know. But either the Tanzanian coach is setting it up for in case the worst happen, they can have something to rally behind and scream that they were cheated, or he actually heard it, in which case the African Federation, Football Federation need to take a look at it and make sure nothing like that happen. But nonetheless, all the other group and all the other match, we're just going to go right into it. We had over the weekend, starting Saturday and Sunday, Sudan lost to Gambia 3-2. Sao Tome and Principe lost to Guinea-Bissau 1-0. Egypt defeated Guinea 2-1. Central Africa lost to Angola 1-0. Zambia, that's a huge one. Zambia defeated Ivory Coast 3-0. Now, we know Ivory Coast is going to play anyways because they're the host nation, but for them to lose 3-0 to Zambia, wow. Lesotho lost to Comora at home 1-0. Equatorial Guinea, also another big one, defeated Tunisia 1-0. South Africa defeated Morocco 2-1. Botswana beat Libya 1-0. Benin and Senegal 1-1. Benin needed another 3-point to go through in that group, if I remember. Rwanda lost to Mozambique 2-0. Tanzania Niger, that's the one I was talking about earlier. The hard game, Tanzania won 1-0 to Niger. Madagascar and Ghana 0-0. That was a surprise for everyone. Uganda, Algeria, of course won 2-1. Eswatini and Togo will finally get a W, win 2-0. Cape Verde defeated Burkina Faso. That one was a shocker to me. But Burkina was already through. They already qualified, so maybe they just didn't play the 18. But still, losing 3-1 was a surprise. Mali defeated Congo 2-0. Sierra Leone, Nigeria, that's the yesterday main event. Nigeria won 3-2. Osimhen had the brace when I was watching the game. DRC defeated Gabon 2-0. And we still have 3 games remaining. Burundi, Namibia, Ethiopia, Malawi, and Sudan, Mauritania. So, which give the standing, it's going to be interesting. Nigeria is first in its group, 10 points. Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau already guaranteed to go to Ivory Coast next year, so they're good to go. The last game is not going to matter. Burkina Faso and Cape Verde, same thing, 10 point. And then it's over for Togo and Eswatini. Group C, Namibia, Cameroon, still not over yet. But both teams are pretty much, like I said, they're probably going to go. You're going to know more after the Burundi next game in Namibia. So we see where the Cameroon falls into it. But I'm sure Cameroon's going to make it. Egypt is already qualified. Also, Guinea's going to wait for the Malawi and Ethiopia game to see if they're going to go through or not. But like we say, Egypt is already good to go. Group E, Ghana, after their draw against Madagascar, that was a huge surprise. But still, Ghana is not completely off the hook yet, depending who they play next. But Ghana will go through. Angola and Central Africa are going to battle it out. Algeria, Group F, we talk about it, is through. Tanzania, Uganda, and Niger are going to face off to the second place. Group G, Mali and Gambia. Mali is good to go. Gambia need one more. They need one more point in the next game. They need 1 point and they will be good to go. Congo is creeping up to them, but they definitely need 1 point and they're good to go. Group H, Zambia defeated Ivory Coast 3-0. So Zambia is good to go. And since Ivory Coast is the host nation, they're also good to go anyway. So Comoros and Lesotho, they're out. Group I, DR Congo is now first with Gabon 7 points each. Sudan and Mauritania, they have a game in hand and they still remain to play. But this game, everything is still open. Everybody can go through. We're going to know a little better after Sudan face Mauritania. But I believe Gabon next game is against Mauritania and Sudan against Congo. Whoever wins, those last matches will be through. Or if DRC and Gabon just draw their last game, they will be through anyways. Group J, Equatorial Guinea defeating Tunisia was a big shocker, which means Equatorial Guinea is good to go. Tunisia is also good to go. The last game was only for decide who's going to be first or second, but both teams are good to go. South Africa and Morocco are good to go. They cannot be cut anymore. Liberia is out, and Zimbabwe, like I explained in the other video, is not even participating. In Group L, Senegal, the defending champs, is good to go. 13 points. They did draw against Benin, but Senegal is already good to go. Now, Mozambique and Benin is the big one. These two teams are going to have to face up. If Benin win, they will be qualified for the African Cup. But if they don't win any other result except a victory for Benin, it will get them out. Mozambique only need a draw and they're good to go. So, that's about it for the African Cup of Nations. We have the big controversy between Tanzania and Niger. We're going to see how the AFCON Federation is going to deal with it. And then we got all the group table and the group result, the next iteration of game. Now, we do have some games on Tuesday, 3 games on Tuesday, and then the rest of them in September. We're going to know, after the September match, we're going to know who's going to Ivory Coast in 2024 in January for the AFCON and who is staying home. So, that's it for me for this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.